Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back to do another tutorial for you guys, and this look is Valentine's Day inspired, so hopefully you guys will be able to recreate it to go on a date with your loves. So let's get right into the tutorial. I'm going to start with just moisturizing my face with my Rada Rose Hips oil. Now I'm messed up and I'm missing you. Next, I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I believe the color is in the number 6. It goes by numbers, and I'm using 6, which is like a dark brown, like a brownish black. So I really love this pencil. It's very easy to use, and using the spoolie on the other end, it distributes the product very well. Because I made a mess when I was tracing them in, and it still, came out looking decent. Now I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, mixing it with my foundation, the Milani foundation in the shade Golden Tan, and I'm using that just to clean up my brows. Okay, so now we're going to get into the eyes. First, I'm priming my lid using my MAC paint pot. Afterwards, I'm going to blend that out with my finger. And then I'm going to set all over my eyes using my Mercier translucent powder. So next, I'm going to start building my transition and using the two shades I pointed to. This is from the 35M palette by Morphe. I'm just going to use the same blending brush I used for the Mercier powder and start to build that all over my crease. Then using this shade that's also like a brown, but it's a little bit darker, from the same palette, I'm going to use that just to warm up the crease a little bit more. So now, using my Juvias Place Masquerade palette, I'm going to take the pink shimmery shade and start to build that in the crease. This is for Valentine's Day, so I wanted to use pinks and shimmers because those are like really lovey-dovey Valentine's Day colors to me. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Zulu in the Masquerade palette, and I'm just going to use this to deepen the crease a little bit. Now I'm going to use the shade called I'm Into It by MAC, and using a smaller defining brush, I'm going to start to build the color into the outer V of my eye. I'm 14 carats, I'm 14 carat, doing it up like my dress. Now you say I got a touch, so good, make you never wanna leave, so don't. So now I'm going to use this shade by Inglot. It's in the number 46. First, I'm going to put some of my paint pot back on my lid. This color that I'm going to use by Inglot is kind of like a iridescent color. It gives off like a pinkish purple, and I really like it. I think it's so pretty. Could even make that So now using the color Ada in the Masquerade palette, I'm gonna pick some of that color up and put it in between the I'm Into It and the number 46 eyeshadow by Inglot, just to blend the two colors together. Let me show you how proud I am to be yours. Leave this dress a mess on the floor. Still look good for you, good for you. So here I'm just going back and forth with the colors that I've already used on the lid. I'm putting the 46 color back on my lid, and I added the I'm Into It shade back on the outer V. Now we're going to move on to the face. First, I'm using my primer, of course, by Tarte. It's my Poreless Perfecting Primer. And for foundation, I'm going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. Sorry, I believe that's what it's called. But of course I'm gonna double check for you guys and put it in the description. I started using the beauty blender to put my foundation on, and I really don't like that, so I switched over to my buffing brush, and this brush is from Juvias place, and I love their brushes. So after I blend out my foundation, it's time for concealing and highlighting, and I'm using my favorite concealer right now. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the color Tan. I love this concealer. I don't know what it is. Like, it blends out really nicely. It kind of sets itself. The formula is not like too cakey. It's not greasy or anything like that. I don't have any complaints about this primer. Why do I keep talking about primer? About this concealer. So now I'm moving on to contouring. I'm using the Black Opal Total Coverage foundation, and my mom gave this to me. She didn't like it for herself, so she just gave it to me. So I have to check the color that it is, and I'll put it in the description bar. I'm using the shade I'm Into It by MAC to begin smoking out my lower waterline. To further smoke out my lower waterline, I'm using the shade Calabar, also in the Masquerade palette. Here, I'm picking up the shade Giza in the Masquerade palette to add some shimmer to the inner corners of my eyes. I've dusted away all the remaining Laura Mercier powder on my face, and I'm using my Sephora Micro Smooth powder just to bring everything together on my face with a large powder brush. So finally, we're up to the lips. I'm using my Too Faced Lip Plumper Gloss, and I forgot to add some more to contour. My powder is broken, so I was having difficulty opening it. I didn't want it to be all over the place. So I'm using my NYX foundation powder to put over my contour. That's going to further define that. And then after I finish doing that and putting it around my forehead, I'm going to move on to the lips again. For blush, for this look, I'm using MAC's Format. And for highlighter, I'm using Dose of Colors new highlighter. Gold is the new black. I don't know what happened to the clip when I showed the lashes that I used, but I used Lena lashes, mink lashes in the style Noemie, and I'll have that in the description bar as well. So I lined my lips with a NYX lip liner in the color Earth Tone. Now I'm using a lipstick by MAC called Kinda Sexy, which is like a pinkish nude, a little bit more on the pink side actually. Now I'm using the lip gloss called So Cute by Kylie Cosmetics, and her lip glosses are so bomb. I've been using them to go over a lot of my lipsticks lately. So after this, I'm gonna just spray my face with some Fix Plus by MAC, and this is pretty much the completed look, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day and enjoy recreating this look to go out with your loved ones. And I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye.